What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, September 16th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all. Hope that you're doing well. I know I'm getting this out a little early. Of course, time gets changed, plans get changed these days. Remember I said don't sweat the small stuff? In today's horoscope, kind of like that, like little things not going as planned, but not going to sweat it. But because I've been up for longer than 24 hours and still have a long drive ahead of me, I know that when I get to Arizona tonight, I am not going to want to do a horoscope at all. So I'm going to do it now. And you can watch it tomorrow, which will be Friday for this day, or watch it sooner than that, whatever works for you. But let's take a look at this horoscope. It is such a divine day, if you will. We're having, of course, the sun opposite Neptune, exact. That's, a highly spiritual transit. It is the Earth as close to Neptune as it gets from a helio perspective. It's definitely imaginative, but we have to channel it into reality. We have to channel it into the physical. It's definitely finding the sweet spot in the juicy center here of our imagination, our sensitivities, channeling, connecting to the divine, but also the practicality of doing something in Virgo season and making changes, switching things up. Venus at 14 degrees is square Mars, and the moon will be in that square too today. So, it's pretty lit up. Like, emotions are going to be high. It's lit up. But the crazy part is Mars is quincunx the south node. It's sextile Chiron, the moon sextile Chiron, and we got all this energy making a yod to the south node in Scorpio, while Venus is making a sextile to the south node, and while Venus is making its trine to the north node. So god damn, it's lit up today. Like, it's kind of crazy, like aspect wise, because it's this finger of God to the south node, and the south node in Scorpio is this illusionary aspect, and it's a sun opposite Neptune, and it's like, we can really feel like out of time. We can feel like we're not in the time. Like, this could be a big timeline shift of a day. Like, honestly, like, we could feel like we're in a whole nother dimension. It's very interesting. But the whole point is, like, using the south node to your advantage, which would be like learning to let go, not obsessing over perfection in Virgo season, not letting the little things take you down, beat you up, get hard on yourself. This is a full-on surrender moment, with a finger of God and all this Neptune, and even like the South Node in Vedic astrology, K2, it's more of a Neptune energy. Like, it's enlightening. In Vedic astrology, like, people with like Sun South Node are almost like considered on their like last life here. They're like almost like, it's like an enlightening place. So it's almost like, gosh, with Mars square Venus, we can feel like we have to get so much done. Like, we can be overactive with our mind. It's Mercury retrograde and Mercury ruled signs. We can be really overstimulated mentally, and that can be difficult. It can be exciting with the moon there, but this is where, these thoughts will trigger emotions because it's such a sensitive day. And it's like, how do you detach? How do you let go? How do you purify in like a very spiritual way within yourself? Because reality just probably isn't going to be perfect at all today. But there's this Venus trine the north node, like really, like, in Venus dispositing the north node in Taurus. There's so much like in the release of stepping into new energy and beautiful, territory here, and sort of using the rebellious energy to expand. It's like Saturn and Uranus are in square. They're both semi-square Jupiter. It's just, this whole thing is extremely lit up today. And I think that, people are going to feel this energy in their own unique way. I think that that's the way to go about it in many ways, is like, you don't have to do what I'm telling you to do. You don't have to do what anybody else is telling you to do. This is definitely a surrender moment to a deeper sensitivity, a deeper sort of feeling within yourself, and a gut instinct to really put effort and change and perspective into what you want to build and grow, and be, the support system for yourself right now, and the people and the relationships that, precisely fit what that looks like to your individual path. It's wild. And it's like finding the balance with Saturn square Uranus of like being overly rebellious or being overly uptight and put together, and everything's got to be like, planned out, but it's like we can't do it that way. And it's all semi-squared, even Jupiter, and Jupiter's opposite Mercury retrograde, right? So it's crazy. Gosh, really like looking at this chart. Like I just kind of pulled it up. I didn't even like really look at it. I just screenshotted it from my Astro Gold on my, iPad here. But it's pretty wow astrology, and I think that today's going to have a big impact, in some facet of our lives. And I think the real like message is like, we kind of have to submit to where God's forcing our hand in life. And that's hard because we're trying to dial things up to this high standard, this high quality, this, perfectionism, getting everything, really exactly how we want it. And it's so funny because the moment you get it exactly how you want it, the universe is going to say this is not how you needed it. So it's a beautiful Friday in many ways to just really kick back, relax, observe, don't stress, don't trip. Use your creativity for what you can create that's real. It's wow. And 6 planets retrograde, very rare. Mars getting ready to, starting to slow down, getting ready for its retrograde. Pluto stationing to go direct. Saturn getting ready to station at 18, square Uranus. Eclipses coming. This is definitely a precursor, and I would not be shocked if like something big happens in the collective landscape, in the consciousness, that really gets people on edge, because there's high edge today. 100% edge. So not only is, the moon going to be with Mars and square Venus, but it's going to be in that yacht. It's wow. Like this is instant activation in our personal lives, and probably in the greater scale of thing that's probably going to have an illusionary aspect to some dark Scorpio shit that makes people like something. Like I would not be surprised if something terrifying shows up in the news that's fake, is what I'm saying too. Like it's going to trick people. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know, but wow. Wow. Of course, I know we got this. We're all prepared enough as we need to be, We don't need to worry about over prepping or over dialing things in, because I feel like it's also one of those days where just when you think you had everything perfectly prepared for what we thought our future was going to be, oh boy, guess what? The universe decided that it had to switch some things up on us. Such is life, though, right? This happens, It's not... I think that this is happening on a grander scale of evolution, I'll be honest, but, we've had to pivot. I think we've all had to make, pivots in the past, and today could be definitely one of those days where all of a sudden God forces us to let go of something we might have really held on deeply and dearly to, or even like a feeling of betrayal in some way that shows up in our life. It's very interesting, but it never mattered. That's the crazy thing, is whatever it is that shows up in our lives, it never mattered. And people are going to trip out about what that never mattered could have been. 3 of Cups. Your partner's going to cheat on you. No, I'm just kidding. Delirium's kicking in, I guess. I think that that's the beauty of some of this, sensitive energies, is like we just need to find that happy place with people that make us feel good, and like look for the abundance within right now, and look for that like really good feeling, because it's there. It's just like we can want to get way too deep into some kind of trauma situation or some kind of, literally whatever it was that's trying to take us from sort of happiness, feeling good, enjoying company. Like that is what needs, that's what God's saying. Say bye now. Six of Wands in reverse. It's so funny. We've been getting this card over and over again from different decks, but upright, and now we get the Six of Wands reverse, where it's like the victory's been right there. It's been hitting victory, 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 and now it's like you're gonna lose. People are gonna lose their victory. They had it. They got to the finish line, and then people are gonna trip today because they're gonna lose it over something that doesn't matter. Eight of Swords in reverse. The mind's just trying to play tricks on us and keep us confined to basically a whole set of illusions that doesn't matter. And this is like where we break out of that and we realize that it was all a trick we played on ourselves to even obsess or think that something was going to be forever, because we don't have control over what's forever. That's the crazy part about Scorpio energy, is like, there's a deeper, way deeper power that decides the time frame of how long things last. And we don't get the keys to that code. We just have to experience it. So this is a big mental test. This is a big test of will and grit to surrender and step into happiness. And seriously, the stuff that isn't of that, like the universe couldn't show you a better reason why it doesn't belong anymore. I love you all. Weekend forecast will be from Arizona for sure. Hope you enjoyed this one early, and yeah, sending you all my best. Appreciate you all. Take care. Peace.